Next, Fox 32 has investigated Henyard's use of a police security detail, taking officers off the street and costing thousands of dollars.
I am about to address some things as the supervisor. There will be no comments. There won't be anything. It'll just be me addressing you guys to tell you what's going on.
Katt Williams, the king of comedy and the master of throwing shade at anyone who deserves it, has done it again. This time, the target of his biting humor is none other than the notorious Mayor Tiffany Henyard, who's been making headlines for all the wrong reasons. But before diving into the scandal that's rocked Thornton Township, let's set the stage with a little background on the man who's never afraid to speak his mind.
Is that I'm quite likely to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Katt Williams is no stranger to controversy. In fact, he seems to thrive on it. This is the comedian who's built a career out of calling out the corrupt, the hypocritical, and the downright shady. He's the guy who isn't afraid to expose the underbelly of Hollywood, poke fun at the so-called Illuminati or mock politicians who think they're above the law. Remember when he roasted Kamala Harris? Yeah, that was just the tip of the iceberg. Katt has a reputation as a truth teller in a world full of liars, and his fans love him for it. Now, imagine the scene. Katt is on stage, microphone in hand, his signature wild hair catching the light as he paces back and forth, delivering punchlines with the precision of a seasoned sniper. He's in the middle of one of his epic rants about the state of the world when he suddenly shifts gears and starts talking about politicians, those arrogant, greedy fools who think they can get away with anything. The crowd is already buzzing, anticipating who might be his next target. And then Katt drops the bombshell. You know who really needs to sit down? That Tiffany Henyard. Out here acting like she's untouchable, spending all that taxpayer money like it's Monopoly cash. Who does she think she is, Beyonce? She's just another greedy politician who's about to get a reality check. The audience erupts in laughter, but there's a seriousness to Katt's tone that tells you he's not just joking around. He's putting Tiffany Henyard on blast, and it's about time someone did.
Is there a motion to terminate Keith Freeman?
So who is Tiffany Henyard, and why is she suddenly the talk of the town? Henyard, the mayor of Dolton, Illinois, and the Thornton Township supervisor, has been embroiled in scandal after scandal since she took office. Elected in 2021, she quickly made a name for herself, but not in the way you'd want a public official to be remembered. From allegations of lavish spending to accusations of corruption, Henyard has been painted as the epitome of everything wrong with small-town politics. Let's break it down. Henyard's administration has been accused of spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on unnecessary luxuries, all on the taxpayer's dime. We're talking about first-class flights, high-end hotels, expensive dinners, and even a $43,000 Amazon shopping spree, all charged to the city's credit card. You heard that right, $43,000 in a single day. What could you possibly need to buy on Amazon for that kind of money? The mind boggles.
They knew what they were doing, and they thought they could get away with it.
But it doesn't stop there. Henyard's critics claim that she's been using her position to enrich herself and her allies while neglecting the very people she was elected to serve. There are stories of her throwing lavish parties, paying for personal trips with public funds, and even using taxpayer money to promote her own image with billboards plastered across the town. And let's not forget the accusations of nepotism, with her close friends and family members being given cushy jobs within the administration.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Any other questions?
One of the most outrageous examples of her audacity was a 10-day trip to Springfield, Illinois, supposedly in the name of her charitable foundation, Tiffany Henyard Cares. This foundation, which claims to support cancer patients, received a $10,000 donation from the town board the same day it was chartered. Convenient, right? But instead of focusing on the charity's mission, Henyard allegedly used the funds to finance a luxury road trip, complete with stays at fancy hotels, meals at upscale restaurants, and even a personal photographer. The total bill? A whopping $11,000, all charged to the Dolton credit card.
What I think is interesting about this case, this story, is you can be highly legal and unethical at the same time.
As if that wasn't enough, Henyard's administration has been under fire for its handling of public funds in general. The village of Dolton, once in a healthy financial position, is now drowning in debt. When Henyard took office, the village had a surplus of $5.6 million. Fast forward to now, and that surplus has turned into a staggering $3.65 million deficit. How does a town go from being in the black to being so deep in the red? The answer, according to her critics, lies in Henyard's reckless spending and poor financial management.
Deep debt, and that is the finding of an investigation of village finances and the spending habits of beleaguered Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
But let's talk about the fallout from all of this. Henyard's actions haven't just been controversial, they've been downright scandalous. The Illinois Comptroller's Office even took the unprecedented step of freezing payments to the village of Dolton because Henyard refused to provide overdue audits. That's right, the state had to step in because the town's finances were in such disarray under her watch.
All saying, no, he's not employed by us. So you have got just this gyration.
And it's not just the state government that's taking notice. The FBI has also launched an investigation into Henyard's administration, focusing on potential corruption and misuse of taxpayer funds. Subpoenas have been issued, and investigators are looking into everything from her spending habits to her ties with local businesses. There's even talk that Henyard might have tried to cover up an incident of misconduct that allegedly took place during one of her taxpayer-funded trips. If these allegations turn out to be true, it could spell the end of her political career and maybe even lead to criminal charges.
One way that the government always does it is to go and investigate people around her, and that's what they're doing here.
Of course, Henyard hasn't exactly taken these accusations lying down. She's fought back against her critics with the kind of bravado you'd expect from someone who refers to herself as a super mayor. During a recent town hall meeting, she dismissed the accusations as nothing more than a smear campaign orchestrated by her political enemies. This is all about control, she said, her voice dripping with indignation. They can't stand to see a strong woman in power. So they're trying to tear me down, but I'm not going anywhere. Despite her defiance, it's clear that the walls are closing in on Henyard. Her once loyal supporters are beginning to distance themselves from her, and even some of her closest allies have started to speak out against her. Trustee Carmen Carlisle, who was once a key member of Henyard's inner circle, recently broke her silence to condemn the mayor's actions. In a scathing statement, Carlisle accused Henyard of engaging in unethical and predatory behavior, and of using her position to manipulate employees, vendors, and residents. Carlisle's betrayal is just one more sign that Henyard's grip on power is slipping.
All lies will be exposed, that's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
As the scandal unfolds, it's hard not to see the parallels between Henyard's story and the many other tales of political corruption that Katt Williams has railed against over the years. Katt has always been the voice of the people, the comedian who isn't afraid to call out the powerful when they step out of line. And with Henyard, he's found the perfect target, a politician who seems to embody everything that's wrong with the system. But what makes Katt's critique of Henyard so powerful is that it's not just about the mayor herself. It's about the bigger picture, about the way that power corrupts and how those in positions of authority often lose sight of the people they're supposed to serve. Katt's comedy has always been about exposing the truth. And in this case, the truth is that Henyard is just one of many politicians who think they're above the law.
The township residents are paying for her fund.
So, as Katt wraps up his set, you can't help but feel that he's done more than just make the audience laugh, he's made them think. And that's what great comedy is all about. Sure, Henyard might dismiss his jokes as just another attack from one of her critics, but deep down, she knows that Katt is onto something. Because at the end of the day, no matter how much power you have, no matter how many people you try to control, there's always going to be someone like Katt Williams ready to call you out on your BS.
I think you should pay everybody. Is it a reason why you guys are not paying whatever that vendor is?
What was it for?
It was for shirts. That's what it's for. You just got it.
And let's be real, if there's one thing that Henyard needs right now, it's a reality check. Whether it's the FBI, the Illinois Comptroller, or the Court of Public Opinion, someone is going to hold her accountable. And when that happens, you can bet that Katt Williams will be there, mic in hand, ready to say, "I told you so." But until that day comes, all we can do is sit back, watch the drama unfold, and enjoy the show. Because as long as there are politicians like Tiffany Henyard out there, Katt Williams is never going to run out of material. And honestly, we wouldn't have it any other way. The fans have not held back their opinions on Tiffany Henyard, and the consensus seems pretty clear people are fed up. Take this comment, for example, and she'll be the last youngest woman ever going to be elected now. Thanks for setting the example. It's dripping with sarcasm, a sentiment that captures the frustration many feel about Henyard's rise to power and subsequent downfall. This comment highlights how her actions have not only affected her reputation, but also set a discouraging precedent for future leaders, especially young women in politics who might now face increased scrutiny and doubt because of her actions. Then there's the direct and to the point comment, she is a grifter. Hopefully will be held accountable for her crimes. This fan isn't mincing words, calling Henyard out as a grifter, a term often used to describe someone who swindles others for personal gain. The call for accountability reflects a broader desire among the public to see justice served, and not just another politician walking away scot-free after betraying public trust. So, what do you think? Is Katt Williams right about Tiffany Henyard, or is there more to this story than meets the eye? Do you think Henyard will finally face the music, or will she find a way to dodge the consequences once again? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.